Father realizes his son was actually the killer.
Well, let's just start with when's the last time that you actually talked to Erin?
Why does that matter?
When's the last time you talked to her?
Why does that
was
matter?
weak
No,
as
I'm
hell.
asking, why does that matter?
Hold on.
This is Brent Williams and his wife, Erin Mulcahy. To say their marriage is on the rocks would be something of an understatement.
I didn't want to be with Brent
Mediocre.
because he started to hit me and I don't want to be hit anymore.
When did he hit you last?
I'm afraid to tell you.
Only months after this encounter with law enforcement, the marriage of Brent Williams and Erin Mulcahy would come to a tragic end. Erin had been
Oh my
found
God.
dead. At first, it looked like a terrible accident, but as the investigation delved deeper, the cops realized their sleepy village of Waynesville, Ohio,
find out
was
he
about
did all
to
this
experience its first
just 'cause she ain't
homicide
wanna be with him
in
no more.
almost 60 years. The
Let me find
investigation
out.
began on July 7th with a horrifying discovery.
God damn. My bad.
What's going on?
Hey, y'all make fun of my pink cup.
Been in there for
Y'all
2
don't do
days,
it.
Probably.
Okay. In this apartment here?
Yeah.
Erin
In the
Mulcahy?
shower, yeah.
Okay.
Brent and his dad was here the other day.
Okay, but they
Thursday
haven't.
evening, and she was in the shower then.
Okay,
I
yeah.
heard the water running, and I looked
I
underneath
see.
the floor, and water was running out.
Running out. And so she's in
Damn.
here?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Rigor mortis is already set in. Okay, I'll have you guys step out here because
Damn.
I'm going to have to get some pictures and things like that. So
I don't even know what rigor mortis
she's in the
is.
shower. Rigor's set in. Last time anybody saw her was a few days ago. Still getting some additional information on all that. Brent was here, her ex-boyfriend or whatever was here a couple days ago. And
Got your footprint on there?
no, that might be one of the guys coming from one of the landlords. They were coming in and redoing the apartment next door. They heard water running. And when Brent was here, supposedly the other day, he said that he heard water running, but they said there was water all the way. It was flooded all the way out here. So,
We're not even going to perch because it's
right, right. Yeah, exactly. So,
We'll preserve the scene for you. And
okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
You know how sick in the head you gotta
Your
be.
footprints right here. I'm
to
going to talk to these
unalive-
guys and make sure they came in and shut the water off, but they're the ones that found
To
her, so I would
unalive
presume
somebody
that.
just because they don't want to be with you.
Erin's
I know
neighbors
that's
had
what it
become
was about.
concerned for her
She ain't wanna
welfare
be with him
as
no
they'd
more.
heard water constantly running from inside her apartment. It could be nothing to worry about, but Erin's neighbors decided to call her landlord to voice their concerns. Erin's landlord called Brent to try and get permission to enter the
just
house,
looks
but he
fucking
didn't answer the
crazy.
phone. So her landlord called Brent's father instead, who arrived a short time later to help. But instead of finding a problem with the plumbing, they found Erin's body slumped in the shower, and the worst part, she'd been there for several days. It would be
Damn.
easy to assume Erin was the
Several
victim
days?
of nothing more than an accident, as there appeared to be no injuries, stab wounds, and no sign of a suspicious death. The officer knew Erin had been having problems with alcohol addiction, but he also knew her marriage to Brent was not a happy one, and there could be more to
Yeah,
this
I'm
case
sure.
than first appeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I've got to get.
Actually, you know what? I do know what that is. That's a nose hair from
Oh, okay. History of alcohol, alcoholism, and things like
Usually
that.
we
So.
come in that.
But I've got to investigate this as something beyond that because there has been domestic history and things like that. So
How can they just stand there at the door while there's just
To try
a
and
body
get a better
right
picture, the officer spoke to Brent's father, who revealed Erin and Brent's marriage was on the verge of breaking down completely.
let's just start, I guess, from the beginning. When was the last, prior to today, when was the last time you were actually in this apartment?
Thursday.
Thursday. And was anyone with you when you went in?
Brent and I went in there.
Okay. And what happened on Thursday?
Brent needed to get his checks, X3 checks, out of there because he didn't know what Aaron was going to do.
Okay.
And he wanted me to come along because we're a witness.
Sure. Makes
Don't
sense.
Go in.
Yeah.
We hear the shower running.
Mhm.
We think she's in the shower. He gets his checks. We leave.
Okay.
We come out here. We
Yeah,
run in the
fucking
gym
right.
out here. And we said that we told him exactly what we done. We went in to get them checks and stuff, and he said, "Oh, He said, I talked to Aaron the other day.
Who was this that you were talking to?
The guy that owns the place.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you.
He said Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, he said, I had talked to her yesterday, told her to get out. And that's about all that was said.
Okay.
He went his way. We did too. Earlier today, Brent went up and got some mail, and he said it had Aaron's name on it. And he didn't want to bring it out here because he was afraid of trouble.
Sure.
Arguments.
Sure, yeah.
So I said, well, just leave it there. I'll take it out.
Mhm.
We're on our way up here.
Sure.
And he calls me
Okay.
and said that he had to get in there.
Okay.
He told me about the water running, so he shut it on.
Okay. Before you guys made entry, he shut the water off? Okay.
So when I go in there, the bathroom door's closed. I beat on it. I open it up, and I thought I seen her laying on the floor there through the glass door.
Okay.
And then Jim called, you got this.
Did you actually walk into the bathroom?
I did.
You did? Okay. Okay. How long had they been split up, do you know, roughly?
What is today, Saturday?
Today's Saturday, yeah.
Monday, of last week. I don't know for sure.
Okay, so it's just been recent?
Very
recent?
Damn.
Okay.
Brent's father also revealed he and Brent visited the house 2 days earlier,
Telling
and
you
even though
it's
they
'cause
heard
they
the
broke
shower
up.
running, they didn't physically see Aaron, so they couldn't confirm if she was alive at the time. Aaron's father had his own theories about what had happened, as he'd been dealing with her alcohol addiction and mental health problems for years. In fact, it came almost as no surprise that she had passed away at an early age.
Victim's father.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I've known him for years from church and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay.
And, he was telling me that Aaron has had kind of struggled with alcohol,
Yes.
some seizures,
Right.
stuff like that. Is there?
She was bipolar too?
Bipolar.
Schizophrenic?
Yep.
I remember her telling me that. As you know, I've been here
I know
many
they've had
times.
issues going on
sure,
and
it's
on.
been
Yeah,
it's
I
been
know
back and
it's an
forth.
ongoing
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been here. I told them, wait, when you guys get your act together, then
Sure.
we'll start acting like a regular family.
Sure.
Fussing and fighting, I'm not getting involved.
Right.
Because everyone
Yeah.
get me in the middle of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
But Aaron's father also had a crucial piece of information that would help the cops trace Aaron's last movements and try and solve the mystery of her death.
Yeah, where is he at?
And I know she'd had seizures on and off, but I didn't know that they were, how bad they were lately. I mean,
Sure.
she'd been having something lately. I just talked to her 2 days ago.
You did?
Yeah.
On the phone?
On the
Okay.
phone, so.
Do you have date and time? A date
I
we can.
could look at my phone.
Okay.
Phone, yeah.
Okay. If we could get that, that'd be great.
Okay.
We're just trying to paint a picture as to how we got to where we're at right now. So.
Right. I understand.
It's entirely possible that Erin hadn't been taking her medication and had suffered a seizure while taking a shower, resulting in her
shit.
untimely death. If Erin's father had spoken to her on the phone in the last couple of
Yeah,
days, then
I mean,
finding out what time he
I
made
guess
that
that could
call
happen.
could help piece together this puzzle and determine a time of
I
death.
just don't believe in that
Hey, Brent,
coincidence.
Can
They
we
split
talk
up
to you for a few minutes?
all of a
All right.
sudden
But
she's
luckily,
gone
Brent arrived on the scene and was more than happy to help the cops with their inquiries.
in a week.
At this
Yeah,
point in
no, I
time,
don't
everything's fine, and we're just here to talk and try to get this figured out. Okay.
Yes.
So that's why we're here.
Well, let's just start with when's the last time that you actually talked to Erin?
Sunday.
Sunday?
I moved out
You
Sunday.
moved out on Sunday? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it kind of a heated argument or
Nope.
just
Nope.
she just said get your stuff and
Nope,
go?
I
And
did. I
you
did.
just
I
you
just. My dad came with me.
okay.
Got my clothes.
Uh-huh.
Pulled out.
Okay.
Went to stay that night.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
shit. my
And
bad.
did
That's
she
him?
say anything to you when you left or nothing at all?
No, I just said I was very quiet about it. My dad was with
yeah,
me.
he looks fucking
He'll
crazy.
vouch that I
So,
got my
nah,
clothes.
hell
Didn't
no.
say a word to her
Sure.
and got out.
Okay.
He did it.
There's
Why are
nothing to
you
suggest
smiling?
either Brent or his father are hiding anything or withholding information. Brent seemed adamant that he entered and left the house as quickly as he could and didn't interact with Aaron
Why is he
other than by
smiling and
text
shit?
message. But
I'd
out of
be
nowhere, Brent's father throws up a major red flag that's impossible to miss.
Did you guys
Let
have
me
any
find out the
conversation
dad was
after
in on
that?
it, too.
You hadn't talked to her at all since Sunday?
Text her.
Okay.
Text her. Yeah, you
Okay.
can want to read the text.
Um,
You're more than welcome.
yeah, we can. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
really don't bother me.
Okay.
Remember, Brent, I said don't volunteer. Answer questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
This could just be a case of an overly cautious parent,
Hey, he's
as
right,
Brent
though.
himself
I
seemed
mean-
to have no problem cooperating with the cops, agreeing to pretty much anything the officer asked of him.
One other thing that I would like to do, and here again, this is just to eliminate you from any wrongdoing, is I was wondering if you would be willing to give a voluntary DNA sample. Like
For my
swab,
knowledge,
yeah,
do it.
swab,
I'm
yeah.
willing to do that.
Yeah, okay, all right, perfectly. That's absolutely perfect. So I got a consent form here. I'll fill that out, and then I'll have you sign it, and then we'll just get a swab from your cheeks, and it'll be done. It's pretty simple. It's pretty,
Okay.
if that's okay with
Sounds
you.
like a plan.
But when it came to giving up his cell phone, Brent suddenly seemed reluctant to cooperate.
So are you saying that you really don't want to give up your phone at this time then?
Well, I don't want to give my phone. I have no reason to give up my phone. You've seen all the information I got on my phone.
Okay.
I get calls. I might need calls from my parents.
No, I
I mean,
understand
you're
that.
cool. He's okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we asked. I mean,
Okay.
it's, you know.
I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything.
Yeah.
I just don't want to give it up.
Why don't, do
Yeah,
you mind
he's
if I get
fucking crazy.
pictures of those text messages?
Brent's behavior aroused suspicion with the cops. It could be possible that there's something on the phone he didn't want the cops to see, but if there was, they'd have to wait to find it. So to try and understand Aaron and Brent's relationship more, Waynestown police reviewed body cam footage of one of the many times they'd been called to the residence. And just like this example from months earlier, the arguments usually started because of Aaron's drinking.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
what's going on?
She left? She left? I didn't know what the situation was when she came back. I don't want to go to jail. She put me in jail once. And there she is, intoxicated as hell.
Okay. You think you're drunk?
Hell yeah, he is.
Drunk.
Okay, yeah, I can tell. When did you start today?
Earlier today. I don't know exactly.
You on any probation right now?
No.
Are you on any medication?
I take trazodone for sleep.
Oh shit.
You taking it today?
Yeah, that's not
I
good.
tell you, I'm going to fix this issue. I'm
You gonna drink and
Okay.
take that?
I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
why I
good.
called.
No, yeah, and that's the right thing to do. You live here, right?
We both do. We're married. So I'm allowed to live here. And he is, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, especially if my dad pays my rent.
yeah. There hasn't been any other than verbal argument. That's all.
Been an argument.
No,
Hasn't even been an argument. Okay.
My dad paid my rent.
You're here before something happened.
Okay. Well, I can't.
I understand.
I can't stay here all night
I understand.
and wait until. So what's the plan then?
I'm going to get my stuff. And I'm going out.
Okay. Are you doing that now or? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I can stand by while you do that.
Can you do me a favor? Though?
What's that?
I know you're a busy guy and everything, but can you drive by here and listen up? Because last time I was up, there was a guy here,
Okay.
and I'm worried about
Who
my stuff.
cares?
And I'm worried about my stuff.
Okay.
If you and I are not being together ever again, leave me the hell alone.
Have you filed for divorce yet?
Yeah, I went to
Despite Aaron's threats, the couple were indeed together and separated again several times over the next few months. With nothing to go off, no forensics, and no solid lead in the case, the cops had no choice but to try and convince Brent to give up his phone in the hope that it cleared him of any wrongdoing, or gave them anything to go off. This encounter did not go as smoothly as planned.
I'm sure.
Man,
How you doing?
oh, it's been horrible. I'm gonna get a robe on. I got my pajamas on.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Super. Are you looking for Brent?
Living the dream. We are. Is he here?
No, he's in line.
Okay.
Is he?
Okay.
Okay. Is there any way you could get a hold of him or have him come back down here? Because I'd like to talk to him again, if that's okay, real quick.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be real quick. He's in line.
No, I understand that.
Why are you wanting to talk to him again?
Right.
There's just a few more things that we'd like to talk to him about from, Saturday night when we talked and whatnot.
Okay, you got me on it.
Okay.
You got his mother on it.
Okay.
You better come across with something, buddy, because I'm thinking my son's going to jail, and you better straight help me out on this. And I'm damn serious.
Okay. He's not going to jail.
Okay. You sure of that?
He's not going to jail.
Okay, then I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, no.
If I'm
Is he
about
gonna
ready to
be
fall
charged
over
with
here.
something?
Do
No.
what?
Is he gonna be charged with something?
No, we're still trying to figure out exactly what's
Still
going
trying
on.
to get this figured out, okay?
With no sign of Brent, the officers were left to deal with his increasingly hostile parents who were intent on questioning every step of the investigation.
Yeah.
Because
They're making it
there
seem like
are
he is
some
guilty.
loopholes that we're trying to get those loopholes filled up. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, I'm about ready to pass out here
Okay.
I am
because
too.
you're working me up.
What?
Now, I know you're not doing this and all this
How am I working you up, sir?
because my son is in on this and you're asking more questions about him.
And she's
Wouldn't you
dead.
be concerned about him?
Right.
You wouldn't be concerned about your son? Wouldn't you?
We've been a mess.
I understand that, and that's why we're trying to
Come and
get.
sit
We've
down.
been a mess.
That's why we're trying to get
Come,
everything.
we can
figured
sit
out.
down here.
We've been a
I left
mess.
down there the other day talking to you. I felt pretty
Oh my
good.
gosh.
And then you come back and lay this on me. Well, and I felt it right there. Told me the same, give me the same feel.
Right. Well, and
Right,
when
bro,
what
you
I tried
can't
to
just
explain
forget
is
about this
all,
shit,
all we're
like,
trying
it
to do
just
now
never
is,
happened.
you know, whenever you have a conversation with somebody, you go back and you think, oh gosh, I wish I would ask this question. I
Why
wish
should
I-
Dad be in on it? Watch him be in on it
You were
too.
secretive, like, I gotta talk to him. And I understand that you gotta talk to him. But you gotta understand we're living through this.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, I understand
You
that.
got children,
No, I do not.
but you're lucky.
The situation wasn't improving, and the cops' very presence seemed to be making things worse, with Brent's father on the verge of losing control.
You're working me
No,
up.
we're really, all we're trying to do is fill in some gaps. You know, we had some question.
You got pissing me off.
Well, I don't understand why you're upset.
I do.
I don't either.
You're acting like you're gonna try and put my son in jail.
I mean, he could be.
That's what I'm thinking. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
not. You're wrong. I have no intention on putting your son in jail, but
Yeah, you're
I'm scared to
not
death
wrong.
you are.
we have an obligation to figure out what took place as well. And there's a couple more questions that we have for him. And the reason we came here is because this is where he is living. If he wasn't living here, we would go to where he lives.
With the officers making no progress, they decided it was in everyone's best interests to back off and turn their attention elsewhere to search for the answers.
What?
The cops would get some of the answers they needed when the autopsy report came back, and the results were much worse than anyone could have expected. Erin had been
happened?
strangled and had traces of blood in her
Oh, I
mouth,
knew it.
suggesting she'd also been punched or struck with an object.
Oh, I
So for
knew
the
it.
first time since
He did it.
1959, Waynesville police opened a homicide investigation. Armed with this new information and a warrant for Brent's cell phone, the cops once again called on the Williams residence. And although Brent was home this time around, the welcome wasn't any warmer than their previous visits.
Morning. How you doing? Okay, wonderful.
What can we do for you?
So how you doing this morning? Great. Wonderful. Wonderful.
This is being
Bro,
recorded.
he just looks
All conversations I have are recorded. Yeah.
So, okay.
Why weren't we told that?
Because
It's not an obligation to let you guys.
She
No,
needs
we're not keeping
to.
anything from you guys.
Okay.
They both need to stop
we're getting
talking. They
counsel.
ain't even talking to them.
Here is William Clue.
Okay.
I'm calling him today.
okay,
Okay.
we don't. We've got his number. We don't need his
Yeah,
number.
you didn't tell us. This is it. I'm done.
You're scaring us.
Yeah, you're scaring us. When I saw his phone, I knew.
Actually, I was checking the time.
Counsel,
I was actually checking the time, but
Legal
So,
counsel.
I mean, no, that's fine. You know, this is how we do everything.
You should have told us.
Okay. We're not obligated to let you know. I mean,
Been nice if you would have said that to him.
okay.
just like if you get pulled over on the side of the road, you're being recorded always. The cruiser cam and everything
We're
else. I
getting
mean,
legal counsel, all
that's
three of
fine.
us.
That's absolutely not a problem.
Today.
no problem.
That's not a problem.
You should have let us know that.
Okay.
No, you're not being fair.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Bro,
You're not being
You
fair.
want to stay? I'm going to call Pete real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Why are you calling Pete?
Hey. Yes, sir.
Why are you calling Pete?
Calling.
Who you?
I'm calling the other detective. He's got some paperwork to give to Brent real quick. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna fill it out with that legal.
No. That's
No, it's not about filling it out.
not a problem. I'll be right back.
You guys are not doing us fair. You're not treating us fair, buddy.
and he's just sitting there knowing what he did.
Yeah, but he said that this was not He's not going to arrest my son.
We are
That
not.
could wait till today.
We are not arresting him. Did you have anything else?
One thing's for sure, all four of you has got me scared. All four of you. I'm scared.
Like I said,
I haven't slept.
the only thing
You
we're
guys
trying to
don't care.
do is trying to figure out and run every answer, question, anything down that we can to figure out what, because it's not right.
My son's going through his wife's funeral, and you guys are putting my, taking his phone.
What him of all people, at some point, I hope, would say, you guys did everything you could.
Well,
I know it doesn't seem that way now.
The thing is, we all know
And he's gonna go to the funeral, bro.
in our hearts.
After he
why
did
that
it,
lady died.
and then go to
Why-
the funeral.
why did she die?
Is
Because
crazy
she
as
was
hell.
alcoholic.
Despite the monumental effort to obtain Brent's cell phone, the search came up with nothing incriminating, or any suggestion he was going to kill or even harm Aaron. So the cops focused their attention on Aaron's phone, and the last time it was active. Turns out, Aaron made a phone call on July 5th and then went quiet. Brent had also told police he had sent Aaron a text message the very same night, but she never replied, and it started to look like that was the night she was killed.
Dun, dun,
But it was when
dun.
the cops spoke to one of Aaron's friends that they realized they might have found a new suspect, a man named Jimmy. Aaron had met Jimmy for an illicit encounter after she joined an online dating app behind her husband's back.
I was wondering if you could help me out. I actually am coming to you for some help if you don't mind.
Depends.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a name.
Can we just find out who
and
did it
you're
already?
probably going to think I'm here for another reason, but I'm not here for that reason, okay? So can I give you that name? Aaron McCauley.
There's a very good reason the cops are being very gentle with their suspect, and that's because after he and Aaron slept together, she accused him of assaulting her in an investigation that was still ongoing at the time. The cops could be forgiven for thinking Jimmy is involved and that he may have a motive to kill Aaron, but Jimmy is clear that he didn't assault Aaron at all and hadn't been in touch with her since.
I don't know if you have heard, but she had passed away.
No, I didn't know. I haven't spoken to her.
What I would like to know is how you met
She was
her.
getting beat up by both these guys.
Online? Okay. Do you remember what dating website that was?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish? Okay.
Jimmy had been cooperative and provided a sample of DNA, so even though he was still on the cops' radar, they were confident he wasn't involved in Aaron's murder. This left the investigation back to square one.
Damn.
But just when it looked like the case might stall altogether, the cops received information from someone who had become involved with Brent after Aaron's death. And what she told the cops blew the case wide open. This
What
is
the hell
Tiffany,
did he
and
say?
she met Brent after they started chatting on a dating website.
He wanted to meet up with me last weekend, and I kept telling him I had to work.
Okay.
Well, then he kept texting me and calling me, so I finally got back a hold of him. And then we were just texting. So we met yesterday over at Shawnee
You
Reed
met
Road.
that crazy
But
ass guy?
He started talking about his wife dying. I'm like, okay, I thought maybe it happened, a while ago. When the more and more talking, so how long did it happen? Oh, it's not been 2 weeks yet.
Damn,
First, you're acting
bro,
very
I'm
serious.
so
I mean, my
hard.
husband died, and I'm a widow. I wouldn't be worried about being on these chat lines and doing this whatever,
Her description of Brent's chilling attitude towards his deceased wife is a major red flag for the cops. But the worst was yet to come, as Tiffany single-handedly helped solve one of Waynesville's most brutal crimes when she revealed Brent's true motive for killing his wife.
But the way he said it was weird as hell.
What did he say?
We were sitting there, and he was talking about, he's got to get this on in his life. I said, we don't have to rush this. Even though I wasn't trying to be, I was just talking to him. I said, we don't have to rush this. I said, because you need to grieve for your dead wife. I said, most people are. He goes, well, I was done, I already grieved. He goes, I didn't even care before she died. I've been okay with this. He's like, I'm ready to move on. And then
What
he's
the
all happy about
hell?
getting a check in the mail for her death. The way he said it, he was like, weird. He said, well, I'm waiting for a check in the mail. I said, for what? And he said, life insurance. And I said, well, he's like, yeah, I took one out on her. He's like, I knew she was going to die. I said, well,
Did he say how much?
What the
25,000?
fuck?
As if cashing in on his wife's life insurance wasn't evidence enough, Brent had taken out the policy only 5 weeks before Aaron's death. Just as things couldn't get any worse for Brent, the DNA evidence cleared Jimmy of any wrongdoing, and this was all the evidence the cops needed to finally make an arrest.
What the fuck?
Hey,
They don't got the body cam footage of this?
he doesn't know about signing too,
All them cops over there?
What the hell?
I don't care what he's got. You're better. I'll tell you something right now, sir. All right, go.
All that for 25,000, bro? What the fuck?
First of all, you're arresting me when I didn't do nothing wrong. That's fine. Let's go. Let's go to jail.
Brent Williams was charged with Aaron's murder, and his trial took place in the Auglaize County
Give
Common
him
Pleas
life,
Court. He
bro.
waived his right to a jury trial, leaving a judge to decide his fate. With the motive of a life insurance payout and DNA evidence, Brent Williams was found guilty of murdering Aaron Mulcahy and sentenced to 15 years to life.
What the? Nah. 15 years to life. It should have said fucking life. Period. Like, alright, that's why I'm gonna wrap up this video. If y'all fuck with me, y'all fuck with the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, free Jake, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.